This is Susie Dingle Shadow here, and one of you wonderful viewers asked if I could do a spring garden tour. Well, it is technically spring, but in the Northwest where it's so wet and cold, and I don't really get out here much until it's safe to do so, as far as, you know, not wanting to hurt the plants because you don't want to work with them when they're wet, or you don't want to dig in the soil when it's wet. So even though it's a mess and there's a lot of work to do, there are some pretty things to see. So sure, let's do this. Let's go into the front, the eastern side, northeastern. This used to be the potato patch in the year of 2020. I had my victory garden, my lockdown, whatever it was, victory garden for COVID. And so now we're converting it into, expanding it into a potagecore. Some natives in here. This is a ribes sanguineum, and it's going to be getting some beautiful flowers on it very, very soon. And down at the base is some salal. I need to get out my scrub brush, but this is a lovely place to sit. Aha. You know, yeah, it's brown, but that goat's beard tassel looks it's just lovely. I think the birds like it too. Okay, we're starting to get some beautiful flowers on this ribes sanguineum, red flowering currant. Oh, they'll get pretty long like that, and it smells really nice. So I want to go take a look at this other one and see why it's not as far along. Found some signs of life. It's starting to leaf out, so that's good. What a difference though. Down here at the base, this is the fragrant corner right now. We've got more Daphne odora, and there is a sarcococa back in here that is right down on the ground. And this pretty little azalea is called PJ, I believe. And it's our earliest blooming azalea. I love that color. And above it is a flame willow. This you can just prune the heck out of down to the stump, and you can see I've done that many times. And then I use the branches for different projects. Beyond the trellis is the winter walk garden, and we can take a peek over there. I love this time of the day when those long sun rays are starting to stream in the late afternoon. You can see the apple trees, these espalier trees, are starting to leaf out, which is really nice. And I got to trim back all these grapevines. That's usually something I do in February, and I don't like to wait too long because then the sap starts to run. And if you make cuts on too big of trunks, then it's not good. It really weeps for a long time. This is a walking onion, Egyptian walking onion, and okay, here we go. This is worth breaking for. This is a weeping larch. And I think I've probably petted this plant many times so far on YouTube, if you've watched the channel. But the leaves really are like just the softest rubbery feeling right now. And the stems, look how pretty. Those are that red color. Definitely one of my favorite plants. And this is a type of a dogwood, Cornus kelsey. That's a native. Lovely. Some tulips coming up, and we've got hellebores, and everything's waking up. Primroses came back. Have some real pretty hellebores. There's one over here. Let's take a look at that. That's nice. Rhubarb's starting to come up too. That's one of those cottage garden perennials. Looks pretty, and it's edible. And then down here last year, I planted along this area some geraniums, geranium macrorhizums, that is, not your normal grocery store geraniums like pelargoniums. These here come back year after year. Oh, look at this, the way the leaves just start to come out. Let's see if I can. Oh, this is just such an exciting time. This time of the year, I also love how the moss is on this brick wall. And then we're starting to see, you know, more and more the seedlings, the little plants in the crevices. I do pull certain ones out because I don't want it to be overrun, and definitely weeds like this shotweed right here. This is one of those early weeds that I like to get out whenever I see them. Yep, trying to leave the moss. Why? I don't know. There's so much moss here. Why would I want to even try and save that? Oh, to blend it up and then spray it onto garden cement objects, because then that will make them mossy too. And the osmanthus is starting to bloom. Another fragrant, really fragrant shrub. Dogwood, midwinter fire. Let's look at one of the other hellebores. Hi. And the sassafras tree is starting to form its buds. Oh yeah, this is like jewelry. This Himalayan honeysuckle is starting to leaf out. Isn't that pretty? The green and the red, that yellow green. And these stems, wow. No wonder they're used in flower arrangements. We have a kaleidoscope albelia. And then down here is a newly planted, gotta weed all this out, but that's the fun of it. Easy to do in the spring too, because the ground is so moist. But I planted huckleberries. These are native huckleberries around the edges and then sporadically here in groups to kind of make a border, not here. Oh, look at that. Now there's a cedar tree that wants to live, but it's not going to live here. We'll dig it up, put it somewhere else. But anyway, I use these huckleberries to create an interrupted border so that it would look more finished. I didn't want a full border because I thought that would close in this parking strip, but just a few of them here and there in groups of 3. Wow, my neighbor's flowering ornamental cherry is so beautiful over there. That's what's known as a borrowed view. Plenty okay not to have it on your property, and I like seeing it and letting somebody else maintain it. All right, there's some more geraniums, geranium macrorrhizum in here, and a lot of violets, ground covers. That's really pretty. All right. This is one of my favorite grasses. It's that New Zealand windgrass, and you can see it's down in here. It's got some live looking leaves, but it will all come back. But how pretty is this? Even through all the snow and everything, it's quite lovely. Beautiful in the wind. We are at the entrance to the kitchen cottage edible garden. There's ornamentals here too. And this I haven't planted out yet, and it's really anemic looking. I got it on sale. It's a camellia that is used for making oil, so I'm excited to try that. Of course, we have the one that's for tea, green tea, but not that one. And over here, an osmanthus that's getting ready to bloom. It blooms earlier than the one in the shade. The sassafras tree here is budding out, and this gets really pretty flowers on it. I look forward to that every year, and then the gorgeous leaves later on. Got some more sunshine blue blueberries, and then hydrangeas that need to be deadheaded. And this tub right here. I really like this thing. It served me very, very well. It has just a mix of kitchen kind of things, some parsley and chives. And this is chamomile. There's 2 different kinds in here. And I do like to have that available. I've grown peas here in the past. And that's what we got going on there. Let's go over to the part of the garden that has the pond in it, and I'll show you what's going on in that area. This is lovely. I love this part with the not camellia, that's a flowering quince. Gosh, I put this in 2010, I believe. So that was 12 years ago. It was a leftover from the garden show in Seattle. Video on that too. Oh, exciting. I see something down here. Did you see it? I have several of these. Okay, let's take a closer look. I'm going to go around to the other side. But if we admire this larch for a moment, it's a dwarf one, like the weeping one, but it stays smaller. I love these leaves, the color, the feel of them. And we have some ferns, ground covers, and then over here, this beautiful, beautiful avalanche lily. There we go. And there's probably about 15 of them in here, and we'll go look at them in another area. I have them around a few areas, but they do like the drainage here. It's on a slope, and that's nice. We appreciate that. Here's a hardy gardenia, and it does well here despite the fact that it's not full sun. And a Santolina, very fragrant, one of my favorites, and of course more of the geranium, the hardy geranium. Okay, here's the stream area to the pond. We'll talk about the pond in a minute. I love this. The stream isn't running right now, hence we need to talk about the pond. I'm sitting on the deck and looking at the pond that 12 years ago was so wonderful. The water feature on it, the waterfall, was makeshift. It wasn't intended to be, you know, fabulous for very long, and always intended to redo that. Zoom forward 12 years and it's turned off now because the fish are gone. Came home one day from vacation and they were gone. 4 months later, they're still gone. I imagine a heron got to them finally after all these years. So it's an opportunity to not only rework the pond, fix it, or maybe do something different. The truth is that with the fish gone, I don't really need such a large pond. And look at this sunny area. I'm just crossing over the stream. Sorry, it's kind of jerky. I especially like how there's this peekaboo effect with the plants. And any time of the year, actually, I can see through to the street just enough where I feel like can see what's going on, but it still's private. Here's the same sloped area from the street side on this part of the bank. And, oh yeah, okay, that's snowberries. And we'll have a clematis coming out. It's just starting to leaf out. See, isn't this beautiful? These early signs of spring. You know that everything's alive. It just is taking its time. And then over here, we should have some more of these avalanche lilies. Yeah, indeed we do. Right in here. Isn't that sweet? Let's go over to this one. Got some alliums down in here. Also, these big strappy leaves, those are alliums. There it is. Hello. You want to lift your little head and say hello? Oh, I think that's just so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Since I have all but eliminated the slugs, these are growing beautifully. Look at the foliage on that. Oh my. Okay, don't get carried away, Susie. Show the nice people the rest of everything. And then this bed just needs to be cleaned up. I did a video on this, and you can find that. It's just my front little cottage bed with lots of perennials, and such. Easy to clean up. There's this is spent cat mitt. Walker's, oh, there it is, coming up already. Look at that. Walker's Low. Quite a beautiful plant that will flower for a long period of time. And also there's Lady Mantle in here, and you can see that as well. Yep, coming up. I love this area. As I said, not too much to do. Cleaning up all the old branches, and an occasional blackberry vine will come up in here, but I know where they are. The manzanita is looking pretty good over here. This is one that does well here in the Northwest. This is called St. Helen, I believe. Beautiful red branches and these gray leaves and the white flowers. And then on either side of the path, we have this yew. Easy to prune. Very nice. And of course, geranium macrorrhizum all over. I just put it wherever I can. It's a wonderful default ground cover until I can get in what I want, or sometimes I just leave it there. And we got some daylilies. That's Hyperion. And then over there, some grape hyacinths. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, keep dreaming in the garden. You know, I'm only 5'1 3/4", but I like this look. This is good. This long lady, long gardener look.